Happy November, everyone, and welcome to this third issue of Real Talk Radio's newsletter. For this issue, I was inspired to share my most recent Real Talk Radio blog post where I talk about how I believe we can be best positioned to have a bigger picture perspective. I hope it will be an encouragement to you, and I'm going to go ahead and just share the blog post. One of the ways God grows our faith is to actually disappoint our expectations. I do want to emphasize here that as strange or as contradictory as this might sound, I really do believe that this is not meant to weaken our faith, although it might be part of the testing of our faith. I actually believe it is meant to grow our faith and motivate us to broaden our perspective, as well as bring our focus to the idea of a bigger picture of what God is wanting to do. A picture that ultimately will be much bigger than any limiting expectations we might have, not only of what God can do, but even of our own limiting ideas of who we think God is as well. As our faith might get tested when we are disappointed, this can actually be an opportunity for our faith to grow and strengthen. I can say from my own journey with God that some of my expectations were not met by God, or if they were met, it was in a very different way than what I had expected. And this did then leave me in the position of needing to regroup with God and decide how I was going to deal with my disappointment. Ultimately, I decided to surrender my ideas of how I thought things were supposed to go. I titled this episode The Bigger Picture because whenever I have been able to surrender the outcome and get a sense of the bigger picture and broader perspective from God, it really has helped me get out of the mental and spiritual prison of my mind's own reasoning, fears, and limited understanding of how I thought things should be, or even what I have thought God was doing. I believe that when we're able to let go of these kinds of expectations, it can be a unique opportunity for our faith to grow, and in that place of testing, we will hopefully start to experience a stronger and more rooted faith that is going to be more solely based just on God and not based as much on our own agendas or ideas of certain expected outcomes. I think the good news for us here is that if we do choose to resist the impulse to try and control God, and if we can trust Him with the outcome, even if it's something very different and unexpected than what we thought it would be, that not only will our faith come out stronger for it, but we will hopefully have the kind of faith then that truly accepts whatever the Lord is doing so that we can be set free, not only from our own limited expectations, but from how we thought things were going to be. And if you would like to hear this episode in its entirety, you can find it on Spotify, Spreaker, and on iTunes. Just look for S. Mills' show, and you can also find my this podcast on my Real Talk Radio blog at realtalk.plan032.com. Okay, guys, I think that's pretty much what I wanted to share for this newsletter. I do hope it was an encouragement and a blessing to you, and I look forward to being back with you again soon with another issue of the Real Talk Radio newsletter. Until then, I send out love and blessings to all.